We love old cemeteries and churchyards, so come with us as we explore these places for the past. Today, we're continuing our explore of Weaste Cemetery in Salford in Greater Manchester. It is definitely the biggest cemetery in the area and almost definitely the biggest cemetery we have seen to date. These stones down here are 1930s, that 1935, that's James from 1935, that's Esther who is from 1935, so this is all 1930s, but look at those, that is some of the most impressive sort of monumental funerary stuff that we have ever seen. And judging by this obelisk that's in front of that thing that we're just going to look at, it's not particularly recent, this is 1904, but that's 1904. Actually on this side it's 1875 and those are 1920s and that one is 1940s, so people are squeezing themselves in wherever they can. So let's go and look at the first of these epic grave markers. This is in living memory of Elizabeth Alf, wife of John Burnet and a dearly beloved daughter of Henry and Anne Lightbow. Do we have a date? Who died 1875 in the 31st year of her age. Wow, that's what's there for her. And there's a lot more here. This is Henry Lightbrown, JP, Justice of the Peace of Weaste Hall, beloved husband of Anne Lightbow, who died in 1899, and Anne, his wife, who died in 1903, and Margaret Edith. And this is, can we find the earliest date? Blah blah blah, 25, 18, I think that says 1890 something, which doesn't make it the earliest date on this memorial. Let's go around this side. These ones are quite hard to see. 1907 on that, and 1922? 1922 down there, so anything on the back? No, there's space left for a future expansion. Right, put it off long enough, let's go and look at this thing. This is, look at that, that's, how much would that have cost back in the day and how much of a statement would it have made? I mean, it's got this thing in the middle and all the ladies standing around it and the big pointy bit on the top. It's incredible. Let's see if we can find a date. That was easier than I thought. 1832, so that's 1832. Let's keep going around here and I'll keep talking. In memory of Joseph Brotherton, Sailor's first member of Parliament, Salford's first member of Sailors, shut up. Salford's first member of Parliament and the father of the public library movement. That's probably got a date. That'll be him, Joseph. You just about make out Joseph Brotherton. And that's him there. So yeah, let's keep going round and see what else we can see. On that side, nothing, but it is still quite impressive. Right, okay, so we've done that one, done this one. What about this little one over here, which anywhere else would be the best thing in the cemetery? Here it is fourth place. Let's see. This is in memory of Joseph Ashworth of Seedley, Pendleton, and that is from 1815, and I wish people wouldn't do things like this. Grr. And similarly impressive, but missing its pointy bit, is James Woolley of Brotherton, Manchester. Born October 1811, died 1856, I think, and also of Anne, who died in 1866. These monuments are just brilliant. I mean, imagine having something like that as your mark on the world when you died. That's, well, better to have something like that in the background, but still, that's not bad. They're just on such a big scale here. The reason they're on a big scale here is if you look round, we are on top of the little hill at the heart of this graveyard, but this is from 1879, affectionate memory of Lee. So good they named him twice. This is another quite impressive obelisk thing, and the sandstone is wearing and bits here have gone, but we know what would have been there from the one we saw away over there somewhere. Anyway, in loving memory of James Farmer, KNT, it's all gone apart from the E. I don't think you can reconstruct what was there from the letter E. Let's see if there's anything on this side. Oh yes, here we go. Sarah Ann, the beloved wife of James Farmer, an engineer from Salford, and she fell asleep in 1878. Anything on the back? Also in memory, no, that's all gone unfortunately, and so has that. So only on one side Sarah has survived, the rest of them have gone. It's now really starting to tip it down, but I've just seen an information board, so rather than just make stuff up and tell you what I think is here, I think we're going to go to the information board and have a look at that, and I think then we're going to just about call it a day, and we'll come back here when the weather is a wee bit better. Let's see. Oh yes, it is Joseph Brotherton. He was a reformer who opposed slavery and championed causes like vegetarianism and pacifism. Okay, so that's him on top of the hill. It's also interesting how things tie together. We were at the old Jewish cemetery, and a little cemetery that's now gone, but the stones are still there, and the board there spoke about the guy that actually ran the local mill, the guy that ran the local factory, being absolutely horrible and beating people. And this guy, Joseph Brotherton MP, was the other end of the spectrum. He campaigned for rights for people that were at work and protections for people that were at work, because back then it must have been a horrible way to live. You know, if you were late for work, you got a beating. And I wonder how Guardsman Wood of the Coldstream Guards made it up here. This is the top of the hill with all the posh people, so he must have been something apart from just a guardsman in the Coldstream Guards. Part of a big family, no doubt. Let's see if there's any more woods about. Actually, that would give us a clue. Or let's not, because it is really, really wet. So we'll go back past Gladys Mabel, eldest daughter of Nelson and Mabel Rusden, and that's... Again, these are so impressive, and I've just seen something over there that we've really, really got to go and look at, no matter how soggy it may be. And it's not that, because that is falling to bits. Poor old John Galloway probably paid an awful lot of money for that little arrangement of stone there, and it is disintegrating. I am probably going to get pneumonia from doing this, because I don't even have a coat on. But there we go, this is another really cool little statue. Treasured memory of Olga Ellen, or darling Olga, dearly beloved daughter as Gordon and Mary Barbara Adams, whom Jesus called 1931, aged 8 years. A little gift from God, just lent a while, and then the sudden glory of the smile. People have nice epitaphs like that, and on this side there is somebody who died in 1999, and his epitaph is forever a City supporter. That is Manchester City, one of the two factions in this city, and that is what they are under. That is a really, really nice statue. We are seeing some cracking sculptures as we started doing this channel in these graveyards. Not all graveyards have got things quite as nice as that. These ones are also all orientated in the same direction. They're all looking out that way. Now when you look out that way, there's just industrial units. I'm guessing when this was built there was something else a bit more interesting. As the old cliche goes, you can only get wet once. So let's keep going down here, because there's more monumental sculpture to have a wee look at. And who's this right in front of us? It's actually a big one that's not very easy to see. 1938. So yep, let's keep going down. There's a statue over there, and there's a statue there, and there's a small version of the pointy, intricate tomb marker down there. This place is, as I may have mentioned, absolutely incredible. And this is, it's in lead, so it's all flaked out. And if you touch it, you don't want to touch it in case something breaks. This is Edward, the beloved husband of, I'm going to say Marion Simpson. 1906, but that's their little statue thing. That's quite a nice one. And behind them we've got another one that I'm going to read. I keep trying to fill the bits with words so I don't have to keep editing these. But anyway, now I've got to start again. An affectionate remembrance of John Angel, who was born in 1886 and died in 1888, and David Madley, born 1884, died 1888 as well. And then Selina, name missing, born 1887, died 1888. Oh, they are the beloved children of John Angel and Mary Jane James. But look at that, how bad must that have been? John died March the 2nd, David died April the 3rd, and Selina died April the 5th. All 1888. Oh wow. I've just read on that sign there why there was a sudden change in like the First World War between this sort of grand monument and the much simpler ones that came after. It was just with the massive scale of death, and this is Manchester, this is a big city, and it lost hundreds of thousands of young men. So who would want to put a big grand, look how wonderful my friend was when he died, or look how wonderful my son was when he died, when there were thousands and thousands of men that never made it home and never got a grave? Okay, that's a philosophical point of the day. Let's head down here, because here's a little version of the big spiky one over there. It is a little spiky one, to give it its technical name, and there's a couple of them down here, and I'm probably going to get even wetter feet, but let's go and see what we can see. This is quite a well-worn one, but it is to Thomas Miller Esquire, who's an alderman for the borough of Salford, and the date is gone. But let's see if there's a date on any other side of this. It gives us a bit of a clue. No, there isn't. Okay, that was a waste of time. Again, you get an idea of the sort of international flavour of people that travelled to this country back in the day, because there is William Cemetery of the Crescent, Salford. The Crescent is still there. It's a street, obviously. But behind that, we've got Sarah Perry, wife of Ashley Hibbard, and she is of Montreal, Canada, and born in 1826, died in 1863. And here's another wee spiky one, and this is again early 1800s. It's 1818 on that side, and it says Alice, the beloved daughter of William and Anne Howarth of Salford, who died 1872, aged 7 years. These children have got some really, really impressive memorials. There's that one there, and the one behind it is probably not going to be readable. Actually, no, I'm wrong. That is Alfred, and he died aged 28 in 1876. Right, let's keep going this way. Oh, but I turn around and there's another thing that you just want to go and have a wee look at. That's lasted quite well because it is a granite, and this is the Stone family, I think, in affectionate remembrance of Florence Annie, the dearly beloved daughter of John and Jane Stone of Oldfield Road. So you can probably go and find out where their road is. And it's got on this side some of their children, who died 9 days and who died 76 years. Nothing on that bit, and nothing on that bit. Right, let's keep going up this way. Right, I'm heading back down towards the back wall again, to the bit of the graveyard that I didn't actually know was here, because I've never been before. But yeah, oh, there's a cool statue over there, an angel statue. Let's go and have a wee look at that. So excuse me guys as I squeeze through. They do like their angels. That is in loving memory of Edward, the beloved husband of Catherine Burgess, who died in 1926, and Catherine herself, who died in 1938. So yeah, let's just keep wandering down this way, and oh, there's quite a big grand granite one. Let's go and have a look at that. Loving memory of John Johnson, father of Thomas Johnson, who died in 1859, aged 73. And that thing on the top, I have just learned, is an urn that is draped, and that shows or it's symbolic of the last sort of division between living and death, apparently. Don't know how that works, but that is what it is. And I can see something away over there. There's all these tombstones sort of grouped together, but right over there, if you can see it, I'll put my finger roughly where it is. There's a tombstone on its own, and I think I might recognise the shape. Yeah, that is bizarre, because look at that, there's nothing round about here, and there's one war grave. Now I think that's because these are looked after by the Commonwealth War Grave Commission, so when other gravestones are like wearing away and falling over, these things are kept standing. And this is Sapper Roberts of the Anti-Aircraft Battalion Royal Engineers, the Lancashire Fusiliers, and he's from 1939, so that's very early in the war, but he's in here on his own, which is actually not that far away. I can see some more, and these again are separate from the main body of the graveyard over there. So let's go for a wee look. There are 5 there, 4 of which are quite good condition, 1 of which is black. So that is Private Yates of the Lancashire Fusiliers, but in between there's this little thing which is quite nice. It's between 2 war graves, so you'd guess it was possibly once a war grave. But that is Samuel Threlfall, 1849 to 1942, so the date is right. And next to him is Driver Malone, Royal Engineers, 1919. Ah, right, so that is 1920, that is 1919, and that is 1940, so possibly not linked. But why is this Commonwealth War Grave in this state? Why is it this colour? Let's see who it is and say hello to them like we do. This is Gunner Glynn of the Royal Garrison Artillery from 1919, who died aged 22, and he'll be in line for a new headstone quite soon, I think. And down here we have got Private Tinsley of the King's Liverpool from 1919, and over here we have got Private Kennedy of the Manchester Regiment, again 1918, so all First World War. I really should learn to pause and breathe when I'm doing this. Anyway, this is the last Commonwealth War Grave in this wee corner, and that is Corporal Harry Douglas Bolter of the Royal Defence Corps. Oh, another thing that I've never heard of, from 1917. I'm just noticing things that are slightly different, like that cross carved at the top of that stone for James Brooke, who died in 1864, and his daughter, who died in 1861, and Thomas, who died in 1868. Yeah, lots and lots of Brookes. This is like, seems to be where it starts to, I don't want to use the word fizzle out, but you know what I mean, it gets less and less. And then over here in this sort of unkempt bit at the back, there are 3 gravestones. I think there's 3 here, so I wonder what else is here but has fallen over and is now mostly lost. Oh, it says, of your charity, pray for the soul of Julia Sullivan, who died May 8th, 1858, aged 13 years, and James Sullivan, who died 1859, aged 9 years, and Eliza Sullivan. Alright, of your charity, pray for their souls, or put them on your YouTube video so people see their names and at least for a second remember them and know who they are. There's Mary Ann East, the wife of Peter Unsworth, who died in 1888, and hidden away here, and this is as far out as you can get, this is the end of the cemetery. Pray for the soul of John Lynch, who died February 22nd, 1872, and Margaret Stamford, who died February 23rd, 1872. Oh, I'm getting a communal grave sort of vibe here. This is more of those paupers' graves, I think, because those are all different people, but they all died within a few days of each other. All different people. Obviously it's all, all different surnames is what I meant. Sorry, I'm an idiot. And then that theory is knocked by this one, which says, of your charity, pray for the soul of Elizabeth Cummins, who died November the 14th, 1872, and Catherine Cummins. So this is a family stone that is all the Cummins family, but that down there isn't. Yeah, that is interesting, and further research is definitely required. I'm heading back up towards where I parked now because I am unbelievably cold, and I'm not going to say miserable, but certainly not the happiest I've ever been with the weather. But there's a huge black thing over there that we're going to go and have a wee look at on the way past. Okay, actually there's a few big black things over here. This is, again, there's that thing, of your charity, pray for the soul of Mary Teresa Greenock, who departed this life on the 18th of February 1861, and she must have been quite well to do, judging by that. And next to it there's quite a intricate thing. It does look a bit like Brussels sprouts, but we're not going to say that because that would be disrespectful. Does it have any sort of date? Yes, 1850 something, 1851, 1850 something, with the lion down there and the Brussels sprouts up there. And behind that there is this, which is also quite grand, guessing that is a family crest. I know that is a little birdie, and it's got flowers and stuff on it, and it says, pray for the repose of the soul of Mary Ann Lee of SPP. Oh, and then there's a bit missing where the trees come through, and then EBU February, oh no, EBURY, does that say, let's see, SPR EBURY, is Sprebury a place? No idea. Who died the 15th of March 1859, aged 59 years, RIP. The thing that actually attracted our attention, how is that for a grave marker? That is quite a substantial piece of stone. The ancient Egyptians would have been really proud of that. Now, does it have a name on it? Yes. Can I read it? Different question. Of your charity, pray for the soul of William Beale something, blah blah blah. Can we see a date? 1822. And Anne Peely, wife of the above, 1876. So yeah, they had quite a lot of money, because that is how they decided to leave their mark on the planet. I am just going to leave wet marks on the seat of the van because I am a bit soggy, but alright, let's keep going. Let's do another couple if you insist. That does stand out quite a lot from all the grey monochrome stones round about it. It's nice and bright. Of your charity, again, pray for the repose of Patrick Hickey, who died in 1923, aged 73. And down here, look at this. This is, I'm glad you guys have brought me across this way. These are massive stones, and I don't know where they are from. It's got the of your charity, pray for the soul thing on it. Let's see if we can find a date. Nope, I can't see a date on that. I'm sure there must be one there. Let's see, blah blah blah. Nope, I can't. Okay, that was a bit disappointing. Let's go to this one. Well, that stone there is 1902. These look like they might have been in a church or something at some point, because these ones I'm going to prove myself wrong in about 10 seconds, but I don't think these slabs have got anything actually written on them. They're just here as a sort of pavement. Maybe not meant to be a pavement, but that is how I am using them. And no, there is nothing written on any of those. That is 30 seconds of your life that you'll never get back. But to make it up to you, look at that. It's another really cool, sort of very imposing and very grand monument. A bit more understated than the ones that we saw over there. So let's see if we can see anything on that. My glasses are now very wet. My camera lens is very wet. I can't actually see anything. But I will be interested to know if this works on camera, because it works in reality. Because if you go down here and get the light right, look at that. Councillor James Slater, who died at Salford August 17th, 1874, aged 66 years, and of Alice Mary, his wife, who died at Cheadle, where we've been, April 27th, 1876, aged 65 years, whose remains lie buried here together, and their souls, sweet Jesus, have mercy. On their souls, sweet Jesus, have mercy. That's cool. That's angle thing works to get the light right. Of your charity, pray for the soul of Bridget. That is from 1876. Oh well, that worked. We'll have to try that more often. We are learning as we go. So let's go along this way, because this is back towards where I am parked. And have I mentioned it is now raining quite a lot and I'm quite cold? Oh, another couple of war graves. This is Signalman Foster of the Royal Signals from 1946. And then there's a non-war grave, Mother Charlotte Ann Lowe, who died in 1946. And then Gunner Winder of the Searchlight Regiment, Royal Artillery. And he was attached to the Monmouthshire Regiment, and he's from 1944. But let's keep going over here, because, alright, there's more war graves there, but I think we've done enough war graving for one day. This is quite cool. This statue's got a wee umbrella to keep it dry. Yep, it's another Pray for the Soul. This is Our Lady of Lourdes, Pray for the Soul of Hannah, the beloved wife of Thomas, who died in 1938. And that is quite nice. These statues are all so well done. But I suppose if you had money and you were leaving your mark on the world, you wouldn't want a shoddy statue. Right, I'm not stopping to say hello to Private Shilton, or to Driver Marnie, or to whoever is over here, because I don't have time. I'm just making this up as I go along now. So those guys are not getting spoken to, and neither is Sapper Ludlam, and absolutely, definitely not going to stop in this horrible, wet, miserable day to say hello to Craftsman Smith. But I'm glad I did, because I've never seen Craftsman as a rank on a war grave either. Ah, and an interesting aside, that thing that we thought might have been the pavement, it was the big slabs, yeah, there used to be chapels here. So there's a nonconformist Dissenters Chapel, Church of England Chapel, Roman Catholic Chapel, and the Cemetery Lodge that we passed on the way in. Unfortunately, 3 of them have all been removed because they couldn't afford to maintain them, which is a bit of a shame and a bit short-sighted, but hey-ho, who am I to tell Salford Council what to do with their money? So let's go one last look. This is definitely the end of it. And this, believe it or not, is a war memorial, and it says, erected to the memory of the men who, having laid down their lives in defence of the Empire, were interred in this cemetery. So that's like a cemetery-specific extra little memorial for all the men who are buried here that lost their lives in, well, in the Empire. That would be First World War. Didn't have much of an empire left by the Second World War. That was largely because of the First World War. I know I said that was the last one, but as we're walking right past this, it'd be rude not to stop, because that is quite an impressive memorial, and that is to the glory of God and in loving memory of Alderman Frederick Hampson JP. JP, as you probably know by now, Justice of the Peace, Mayor of Salford, 1920 to 21, and he was called to higher service in 1930, aged 69 years, and then you get all the blurb. A proud citizen, an upright man, a wise counsellor, a faithful friend, his life was spent in zealously promoting the welfare of his fellows and of the city he loved. His memory will be honoured as his devoted example is followed. Aww, how much of that is true? No idea. I do hope you've enjoyed this little explore, although it is a little bit damp and a little bit chilly. I have I've loved it. There is so much to... Oh no, hang on, I've got to go over here, because once you see a Commonwealth war grave, you have to go and say hello. So this should have been the end of this video. The end of this video will actually be... Oh, it won't even be him, because there's one over there as well. Okay, let's go and see who we've got over here. This is a private from the National Reserve. Have we done him already? That is Private Riley from 1914. And over here, quite a little bit away, and I'm not looking in case I see any more because I'm trying to get back to my van so I can get home, it's Private Lee. I don't know if we've done them, it's all sort of merged into one. If we have, I'll edit this bit out. If we haven't, there you go. That is definitely the end of this this episode. Bye! Given how things are dotted about this graveyard, there's a pile of stone over here, so I'm not going to walk past and leave it unlooked at just in case it's interesting. It's probably not, it's probably just the remains of an old wall. Oh no, it is interesting. This is the bases of tombstones, I guess. Thy will be done, written on that one. Anything else with any writing on it? Probably not. But yeah, these are like the plinths that tombstones stand on. None of them have got anything written on them apart from that first one. But yeah, that's quite cool. They've all been dumped in this corner of the cemetery. Yeah, but nothing else has got anything interesting to see. I wonder if that is for all of the communal graves, the paupers' graves that we saw over there. Right, I've definitely finished now. That's it. No more.